the Zeb Nolan story. Have you ever heard of anything so wacky where a GA? Because I know nationally the Gamecocks
look, man. I almost didn't believe. Look, when when Shane Beamer said a few weeks ago that he was there the first fall camp practice warming up our receivers, and I kind of liked how he threw the ball. That's what Shane said pretty much. And next thing I know, he's on the depth chart for quarterback. So I think it's more of an indictment of what's behind Luke Doty and Zeb Nolan, right? I mean, the other guys in the room obviously just aren't good enough to, have to have a GA in there. But as bad as Zeb Nolan played at times Saturday, I mean, he made 3 or 4 clutch throws. I thought the best throw he made all afternoon was after he threw that touchdown pass in the corner to Josh Van that got reviewed, overturned. He made that throw over the top of a linebacker to the carry-on Joyner, and we saw a Gamecock receiver actually make an athletic play. I mean, at some point, that receiver group has to step up and start helping his quarterbacks out. So, very good play from Joyner there. Zeb had several other throws down the sideline that were completed, but the biggest issue I see with Nolan, man, the first 2 games is he's a one-read quarterback, it looks like. And when you start playing these speedy SEC defenses that take chances like Georgia and Kentucky's corners do, that's going to result in some giveaways. So I think obviously Shane knows that if Luke Doty is 100% healthy, he's ready to go. He's the Gamecocks' best option. But, I mean, that he threw a GA out there the first 2 weeks, and the Gamecocks are 2-0. So who am I to question quarterback play, right?
Yeah, whatever works. I think you and I both agree, though, that the best version of this offense is with Luke Doty under center, no question, especially when you have the lack of options on the outside. And, again, you're going to need that athleticism, but especially, Brad, too, who are the imposters that are playing offensive line right now for South Carolina? Because, I mean, I thought that was a strength coming in, 4 of 5 returners, over 80 career starts.
Yeah.
I gave you a pass for week 1 because it's week 1, knocking the rust off. But I'm starting to get a little concerned. I mean, it's running the football looks very difficult right now for a unit that I don't feel with the group of backs you have. It should be fairly easy to run the football. Only 2.8 yards per carry on Saturday.
Yeah. The guard play so far has really disappointed me. Gamecocks are not running well between the tackles. But if you notice the second half of that game, they were starting to get, a 3 or 4 chunk plays when they went off tackle. Sort of outside, getting the ball off to the edges. Maybe that's the Gamecocks' best recipe for success this season. But to see Kevin Harris pretty much relegated to, RB3 carries. Late in the third quarter of that game, Kevin Harris had about 3 touches, and this is a guy who had 1,200 yards rushing last season in the SEC against a 10-game SEC schedule. So obviously the Gamecocks' most talented position group is the running back position. Marshawn Lloyd, I thought, had a decent game Saturday. Almost had a game-deciding fumble there late. Gamecocks fell on it. But, yeah, Judy McDowell, he's a guy I didn't, see getting a ton of playing time coming into this season, and then has the biggest game for all RBs in week 2. So, Gamecocks have some depth there. But, like you mentioned, man, this O-line, despite, having some veteran leadership, it hasn't pushed two inferior teams off the ball yet. And now here comes the test against arguably the nation's best defensive line in Georgia. So if they don't come to play with their hard hats in Athens, it'll definitely be a long night.